it's not worked out.
Why is that? Why have successive governments since independence
Because
not paid attention to the people's interests?
The reason being, they were embroiled with, the post-independence rulers.
But in post-independence euphoria?
Yeah, post-independence, the rulers of the country, after the post-independence rulers, they were embroiled with the various conflicts, racial, religious, various other issues.
But it's fair to say that those are issues that they created themselves, perhaps to perpetuate their hold on power.
Definitely, absolutely correct. It is because of that, they were clinging on to all that, and they found at a certain stage that was the only way that they can come to power.
Now then, Mr. Pathraja, if we can go and look a little bit deeply at what the Sri Lanka Professionals Forum for Good Governance, you all have a 12-point preconditions for good governance.
Correct.
And one of those, of course, is law and order, and everyone can relate to that.
Yes.
Individual and group rights, we can relate to that too.
Yes.
Ethnic, racial, religious equality and fairness, we can. The average liberal-minded citizen of any part in the world can understand and relate to that.
Yes.
A vibrant civil society, yes, of course. But what apart from all this, I see that you say that you are a apolitical group.
Yes.
Can I ask you, if you are an apolitical group, why are you part of an alliance to contest the forthcoming general elections?
It's not to contest the election. We were trying to support a political party that accepts our precondition for good governance.
Right.
And we will work with them.
Right.
And we will try to see that this good governance is established through the political party.
Yeah.
Because what happens here is, ours is an apolitical body, the structure of which is 25 district leaders all throughout the country, 160 electoral leaders, and then for 100 household, 10 professionals.
Right.
And then for 10 household, 1 professional.
So are you all actually contesting any specific
No, we are
seats?
not contesting. We are an apolitical, we are professional. We don't
You are part of this, the UNP alliance?
Yeah, because they accepted our precondition for good governance.
I see.
So as a result, the leader of the United National Party, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, he invited us and we discussed the matter at length. And finally we understood that he is very keen to establish good governance in this country. I must tell you one thing, that this 19th Amendment is a step forward for establishing good governance.
But it's only a step, whilst it is a step forward, there are certain aspects of which needs to be taken away, done away with,
of course,
and retuned.
Of course, there may be some shortcomings. Those matters can be discussed and settled. But on the whole, the 19th Amendment has made all these commissions. Freedom is there because independent commissions. Now judiciary is doing very well now.
How can you say that there are independent commissions? For example, the Constitutional Council, the original plan as envisaged was to have 7 independent persons, members of the public perhaps, and 3 politicians.
Correct.
The result is actually the other way around. It's 3 independent people and 7 politicians.
You can remember.
Don't you think that the people have been misled yet again?
It is not the question of misleading the people. What happened was...
Then what is it?
I think the United National Party, along with there was a national government. Both parties were together, and this is the first time that both major parties got together, and we all expected for them to do better things. But unfortunately, ultimately, it was a miserable mixture. And now what happened was, when the 19th Amendment was enacted, they wanted to say so many things. And actually speaking, the in the 19th Amendment, though there are some shortcomings, it is invariably a good piece of constitutional provision.
Okay. Why do you say that? Which part is good?
Yeah, the independent commissions are very, very important institutions.
But if they are actually independent...
No, you ask a question why these 7 people appointed to that committee are members of parliament.
Yeah.
Actually speaking, if you follow the parliamentary session, the government, the Prime Minister at that time was Mr. Wickremesinghe. He was trying to establish that the 7 people should be from the professionals, not MPs. He didn't want...
But they ended up as MPs.
Because the opposition wanted that. You know, there was a big tussle. I can remember.
But what the opposition wants and what they get must surely be dictated by the 19th Amendment, in which they say that 3 people, only 3 should be politicians.
Yes.
But as it turned out, it's the other way around.
As far as Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe is concerned, he was very adamant that the 7 people should be not from the parliament or not MPs. 3 must be MPs and others 7 should be outside.
Mr. Patraj, I want to put it to you like this.
Yes.
Whilst Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, well, you say he was adamant about that.
Yes.
He wasn't. I say to you that he wasn't adamant enough.
No,
because, for example, when it came to appointing the governor of the central bank,
yes,
he was very adamant, and he got his own way.
The issue there is, as the minister in charge of central bank, he might have wanted somebody who is good to govern the bank. But I don't know what happened later. But my position is that if you think that the appointment of the governor is not a correct decision, just because after some incident that took place after that,
No, there was also incidents before his previous history, but I don't want to make this program about Arjan Alexander, also previously known as Arjuna Mahendran, because this program is a bit more valuable than that.
One thing I can tell you, in my view, even the president came out yesterday on this issue. Actually speaking, the governor and the governor of the central bank and the board of governors are the people who have to look into all these things. You know, this is some sort of an insider trading. So it happens everywhere. Though it is illegal, it happens. Now it is not a thing that is a new thing. Even from 2010, it has been coming.
Now then, I need to stop you there, because unfortunately we've got a break coming up, and we'll see you on the other side of the break. This is, after all, Newsline Live. Don't trade away from us. Just remain there. After the break, rejoin us. Thank you.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.
මමත් එකගයි SM මරික්කා අංක 8 කොළඹ දිස්ත්‍රික්කය සමගි ජනබලවේගය
Diploma in Electronic Media වෘත්තීය රූපවාහිනී ගුවන් විදුලි මාධ්‍යවේදියෙකු වීමේ තරුණ ඔබේ සිහිනය යථාර්ථයක් කර ගැනීමට ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ ප්‍රමුඛයාගෙන් යලි අවස්ථාවක් න්‍යායාත්මක දැනුම සමග MTV MBC මාධ්‍යජාලයේ ප්‍රායෝගික පුහුණුව සමුග පරීක්ෂණයෙන් පසුව 20 දෙනෙකු පමණක් පාඨමාලාවට බඳවා ගැනීම අදම අයදුම් කරන්න විමසීම් 076 388 2111 MIM Maharaja Institute of Management.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.
And welcome back to Newsline Live. We're in conversation with Mr. Winston Pathiraja, who is, of course, a retired SLS officer, and was once a member of the Committee on Public Representation in 2016 about the Constitution. Now then, your Sri Lanka Professional Forum for Good Governance, what else is it that, what is the message that your team is going to put out?
That is right. Now we have On the basis of these 12 preconditions, we have proposed about 5 proposals, very visionary proposals we have proposed, and that is going to establish social, economic and political stability in the country.
Right.
It's a basic need for good governance. So now first we are suggesting 2 mega industries on the economic side, 2 mega industries in each district.
Right.
In each district, 2 mega industries, and then the SMEs, SMIs will be activated in the district.
How many jobs might be created?
No, yes, I'm coming to the point. SMEs and SMIs will be activated. Then it goes to the household industry, where the household will start generating income as economic transaction takes place. Because when the mega industries of that caliber comes into that, now they are brought in on a basis that build, operate and transfer or public and private partnership. So once that is come, in fact we discussed this matter with the High Commission for India, and they were very keen that this project is very good and it should be brought in. So now now see, the mega industries are there, the SMEs and SMI activated, and then you get the household industry that is generating income on the economic side of it. Then I am coming to the social side of it. Now,
but can I stop you and ask you how many jobs in numbers? Because you know they promised us 1 million new jobs, and we, according to the central bank statistics, is now down 440,000.
Yeah, it is like this. All the jobs that is created there or generated there in the district will be made use of by the people who are in the district.
Let's pick the Gampar district. How many jobs?
No, we can't count the jobs now, because when the mega industries come, all those jobs that
What would you term a mega industry?
That's industrial, manufacturing industry.
Right.
According to the resources available in the district.
Right. Okay.
So they create these industries. So how it should come, and we have a blueprint for all that. Now we have hardly any time here to discuss all that. But what I see is the economic development side, those mega industries will look after.
Right.
And there's an important point. We expect the political parties in the district that has representation in parliament will do the supervision, nurturing of it, and then the monitoring of it, so that they don't need to, that transparency is there, they don't need to come and shout in parliament unnecessarily, because they all are party to the industry. Jobs will be distributed among all the parties. Once the elections are over, you forget about party politics. All are now for example, now when a new government comes to power, there is an institution called Political Victimization Committee.
Yes.
So you keep on having the committee forever. When one government comes, the political victimization, another one. So that means you are dividing the people from different corners.
Well, it's a bit like the Truth and Reconciliation Committee.
Yeah.
It appears set for life now. Because we are not, unfortunately, all those people who suffered in the conflict years and so on, and who lost their friends, family, brothers, sisters, mums, dads.
That is
the Truth and Reconciliation Committee is almost a joke, because it's almost set for life. It'll go on forever and a day and another day.
As professional, we are dead against. We don't want that to happen. Once the election is over, all our people, you will have to treat all the people as equal. You know, you should not have UNP, SLP and all that.
But do you
this is the whole trouble. You know, our coming into the scene as professional is to get over all that.
But Mr. Pathraja, with all due respect, I know what you just said, but are you really going to be able to make a change? Because the leader of the party that you've chosen to be is perhaps the least democratic man in the political landscape.
But one thing I'll tell you.
26 years, nobody's been able to change him.
There may be shortfalls in a man. No man is infallible. So
26 years.
There are problems. But the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, as a professional, I have noticed that he is the only leader who would be able to take this country forward in terms of economic development. In terms of economic development. He is the only leader who can take this country forward. So we understood all this. We understood.
Did
That is
you
what
also
we came-
understand that his friends, because, you know, no, not family there, in this case, friends,
Yeah.
that his friends and his associates were the ones who did much of the transactions?
To be very frank with you, we don't go to that text, and we
But you
as
need to do
professional-
that
No,
if you want to find
once-
out.
Once
Because
we get into
when we at Newsfirst, when we looked at the highways project, for example, we found a minister having meetings without the ministry secretary and with a party that was within a tendering process. That's completely wrong, and that's against the national tender procurement guidelines.
I agree with you, but we are in the initial stages. Once the party wins the election, we will be there within the party. And what happens is, when you know there is a cabinet of ministers and all, we are as professional. We always talk. We will rise up and talk the truth.
Yeah.
We don't sort of connive or condone with unnecessary things. But as far as Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe is concerned, he is a different caliber of a man. So though the people say that he has all these problems and all that, but I don't think he is a man of that caliber.
But the problem is that in spite of, and despite what you say now,
Yeah.
the fact remains that he has never been able to complete a full natural term of parliament. Yeah. He's led the United National Party for about 26 years now, and is a long-standing member of parliament, but he's led the United National Party to successive defeats.
Yeah,
that's the record.
No, the issue is this: if you want to maintain democracy in the party, now you
must start at home.
Yeah, no, you say, yeah, that's true.
You must start at home.
In the party, you will have to maintain democracy. But you see,
charity, they say, begins at home.
I have noticed as a professional, whenever there is an issue, he takes that to parliament. That is a democratic way of life. You see, parliament, you can take it up and discuss.
It is also a way of slinging mud at people by using the benefits, the several benefits of parliamentary privilege. For example, as you know, he named 5 people in parliament, and not up to today, not a single one of them has there been any action taken. I can't remember any other prime minister in the democratic world naming individuals within the well of the parliament, within parliamentary privilege, precluding those people from taking legal action against him. Whilst if he had said it outside, then the court system in Sri Lanka would have another case. On that note, we're going for another short break. Do join us. This is Newsline Live.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.
Another warning to the prison officials, this time from the Attorney General. Who is responsible for the cyber attack which dismantled the Australian cyber network? Was the 2011 Cricket World Cup fixed? Sports Minister Dallas Alaha-Peruma informs Secretary to investigate into Mahinda Ananda's allegations. Did 45,000 letters actually get soaked in the sea? Explanation by the Postal Department.
London A-level students, complete your Edith Cowan University degree in 2 years in Sri Lanka and transfer for your masters to the top 100 universities in the world. ECU is ranked 9th in the world for quality education and 1st in Australia for starting salaries, with notable alumni such as Hugh Jackman, Dominic Parcell and Jai Courtney.
එකගයි එස්.එම්. මරික්කා අංක 8 කොළඹ දිස්ත්‍රික්කය සමගි ජනබලවේගය.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.
And welcome back to Newsline Live. We're in conversation with Mr. Winston Pathiraja. Now then, Mr. Pathiraja, tell us a little bit more. I'm curious about the Sri Lanka Professionals Forum for Good Governance.
Now, on the economic development side, I mentioned this mega industries program, and then we come to the social side of it. In Sri Lanka, we have about 53% of the population as women. So we have got to look into that aspect also. So what we are planning is to start a pension scheme for them, because what happens...
A separate pension scheme for ladies?
Pension scheme for the ladies, because they have many other responsibilities. Those are called noble responsibilities, because they have got to be on the family way, and they now see in public service, when there is a childbirth, about 3 years is gone, and then in the second child another 3 years.
That's very commendable.
Yes, ultimately what happens is they don't become so productive, but they are not second. They are not second to the men.
Yeah.
They are now see in the Sri Lanka produced the first woman prime minister, woman president.
Yeah.
So they are much better sometimes. Even Mrs. Thatcher, and then there are some. Even currently there are about 7 states where the heads of states are women.
Yeah.
And they have even gone on record saying that.
But that's, you know, to a degree, Sri Lanka tends to live on reflected glory.
That's true, but here why we are introducing this, we are trying to help these women in a way that they take this meager pension and be at home, and they can make use of their knowledge and experience what they gained in the public service for 10 years, and they can join the household industry, because in the development side all the SMEs and SMEs are activated. They will be having lot of work to do, and they can be at home and generate income. So the rural economy is developing, and then the national economy automatically it gets developed. And so then once they retire, then there is job opportunities for men also, because about 1.5 million public servants are there. So when the women they retire, not all, about 60 to 70% can go on retirement. Even we did a survey, they say that they would like to be at home and do the work and generate income.
Now, Mr. Pathiraja, we're about just over, a little bit over 2 minutes away from finishing.
Yes. Now the third point is reconciliation. What we are doing in between communities, there are a lot of problems because they don't understand each other's language. So we are trying to introduce from 5th standard onwards in all the schools, teach English, Sinhala and Tamil, all 3 languages. Within a matter of 10 years, the whole student community will become trilingual. Then the equal opportunity for all. In that position, now you see everybody is trying to go into Royal College here. So we are planning to have a college like the caliber of Royal College in each district. So they don't need to come
I beg your pardon, what about St. Thomas's College, Mount Louisa?
Yes, whatever it is, you say Royal or St. Thomas or whatever it is.
All right.
So you have that. Like that, the General Hospital also, we would like to have a hospital like that. So what I say is, I sum up my point, at the district level, everything is done. So they can be in the district and the district can be developed. The provincial system is too much.
And finally, do you think that Sri Lanka has the money to do all this?
No, that's what we say, that there are various countries. We had a discussion with the American embassy. The USAID said that even the IMF will be very happy to have this program. So there is no question of money. Even countries are tapping at our doors that they would like to come. And there are diaspora, not I don't call it LTT diaspora, I mean those Sri Lankans who educated themselves in free education.
The diaspora are not LTT.
No, I don't say not LTT.
No, of course
so
not.
they are now domiciled in foreign countries, and they are prepared to come back. Then there should be a conducive atmosphere here for them to come and work here. So when this in the new
industries, they need opportunity.
New industries are coming up, they can take up.
I need to finish, but I need to ask you this question. You decided, your forum decided to support Mr. Wickremesinghe's
Yes,
party.
yes.
Are they the only people, are they the only party who you feel comfortable with, and why?
But what we thought at the beginning was, there is no point in talking to all the political parties. The parties that could form the government is the party that whom we have to talk to. So we tried our level best to contact the SLP and the other parties, but we couldn't. So Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe invited us. We had a long chat, and he said that he is for good governance. And we will see that a good governance will be established, and all the people can live in this country.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vincent Patiraja, for your time. And that's the way it was on Newsline Live. Thank you for watching. Take care, and a wonderful evening ahead of you. And of course, God bless.
Thank you.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.